years, we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. We are a nation under God, and I believe God intended for us to be free. God bless you, and God bless America.
I am here with the Pharaoh, the man, the myth, the one, the only. I'm pro wrestling legend, if you want to call me a legend, Billy Jack Haynes from WrestleMania 3, and I'm just honored to be here with Monte and the Pharaoh.
This is Glenn Gilberti, formerly the Disco Inferno, still doing it like I always used to, and you're listening to 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh.
You could deal with this, or you could deal with that. Blah, 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 blah. Well, that is where it's at. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, Mella, it's true. Yeah, I still got the belt. Yeah. Look, man, there's some weird guy after me, and there's music playing when he's chasing me. No, Mella, I did not stop at the bar this morning. No, he's like this weird roly-poly motherfucker with this weird tutti-frutti music, and he's chasing me. No, I'm serious. There's music playing when he's chasing me. Do you hear it? Here, listen. You hear that? Oh, man. I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. Welcome to 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh. Today I want to talk about direction. Well, another pay-per-view has come and gone, Stomping Grounds, and once again we were subject to Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin, and we're going to be subject to it again, it looks like. And what I took out of this pay-per-view is Seth's got a girlfriend. Yay. Seth and Becky's relationship is now part of the storyline. Yeah, huh? And on top of it, the Universal Champion needed every last bit of Becky's help to get the win. And following up on Monday night, on Raw, there's Becky basically driving the bus for Seth. I think at one point she even pushed him in the chest. And then she said something about it's good to be the man of the man. Something very modern and progressive that made me nauseous. Because I'm just like, what? You know, it's hard enough buying into someone being a champion and carrying a company and being a big dude and being able to fight his own battles and being a respectable champ. And then there's something else when he's got to basically now rely on his babe to get the job done for him. Am I a traditionalist to say this? Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I am. Sue me. Don't like it? Sue me. It's called an opinion. It's just like an asshole. Everybody's got one, and most of them stink. And that's how I feel about that.
I'm not so sure it's a good direction to be going in for either of them, quite honestly, but tell you what, Becky probably needs the rub more than Seth, oddly enough, in my opinion. Seth's already been around for years and years and years, and he's going to have his fans, but this doesn't really make me want to root for Seth too much right now. I'm not really buying into it. I'm also hearing how Kofi Kingston is such a great champion. Get back to me when he main events a pay-per-view, which he has not, defending that title. He has not. I don't know why Dolph Ziggler's wrestling here anymore. I'm not sure why you have Kevin and Sammy win on Sunday to finally give them back a little credibility and then have them beat individually by Kofi one at a time on Raw. Whatever little you gave back to them on Sunday, you ripped right away from them on Monday. Where's the direction? Why is everything all over the place? And this was actually a decent pay-per-view. I will say that, it was decent. But it's still the direction of certain characters. Why are you not pulling the trigger on Baron Corbin? You annoy people to death with him. And not in a good way, by the way. So you might as well see it through, put the strap on him, and then have somebody take it off him who's fresh, who's never had the belt, who's an up-and-comer, who has a future that you haven't 50-50'd and flip-flopped. Can we do something like that? You know, because I'm so sick and tired of the predictability. It's really bad right now. Shake it up, guys, please. Direction. Change of direction, Vince. Maybe somebody else needs to stir the soup for a little while, huh, Vince? What's that? I'm fired? You can't fire me. This is my show. You've been watching 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh. Till next week. Later. This is Jimmy Pharaoh of Monte and the Pharaoh, 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh and with Stereo Hall. Asking you to please support Monte and the Pharaoh, seen every week on Facebook Live, Village Connection Network, Late Night in the Village, 8:05 on Thursdays. Please also go to the Monte and the Pharaoh website.com and please check out our sponsors page. And please support our sponsors as they continue to help us bring this programming to you that you so enjoy. So check out MonteandthePharaoh.com and you can catch replays of Monte and the Pharaoh on Village Connection Network, Late Night in the Village, and on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube channel. Please catch 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh available on its own 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh Facebook page, the 5 Minutes with the Pharaoh YouTube page, and also featured as part of MonteandthePharaoh.com. You can also catch Wisteria Hall on their own Wisteria Hall Facebook page, Wisteria Hall's YouTube channel. Wisteria Hall's latest releases are also available through iTunes, Spotify, our home base of Reverb Nation, and of course, the Wisteria Hall Facebook page. This is Jimmy Pharaoh from Village Connection Radio Network. Later.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, seen every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. But this is a special July 4th, Wednesday, 9 p.m. show of, again, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monte the Pharaoh, only seen here live out of Rockstar Studios. At the board is none other than the owner of this illustrious station, Mr. Jim Savali.
What's up? What's up?
What up? And to the right is none other than the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you, buddy? Okay. How was your weekend, Jim?
It was good, bro.
Yeah? How about you, Pharaoh? How was your weekend, brother? All right. Anyway, so Pharaoh's a little lost for words right now. Jim, how did you catch that rain going on?
Bro, that was crazy. We got stuck in it right at a restaurant with the front windows open and everything, and it was like a typhoon coming.
Were you expecting it?
No.
As you know, I was at the beach, right? And they saw some thunder. They saw some thunder coming from the other side, and they cleared the beach. So we were kind of pissed off, right? We were enjoying ourselves, having a few cold ones, and just chilling out and stuff like that. Jimmy, you go to the beach? No? Okay. So we get off the beach, and all of a sudden, boom, we get hit with the rain and all that good shit, and it was bad. And then we went to Sunken Meadow, and then realized, holy shit, we better go home and make sure no trees fell off the ground.
Yeah, man.
Did you have a lot of damage over in the Huntington area?
Yeah, there was a bit.
Yeah?
Huntington got hit, yeah.
Were you... That's my whole... what is up with these weathermen? They don't know... There was like a hurricane,
bro,
dude.
They don't know what they're talking about. I honestly realized that I went in the wrong profession, but...
Yeah, I think playing baseball and being a weatherman, getting your 30% right is probably the best paying jobs possible.
Absolutely.
Right? For sure. All right, man. So anyway, this is a wrestling show, so let's get into it. Jimmy, let's talk about something non-wrestling, but is kind of wrestling. O.J. Simpson on Twitter. What are your thoughts on that, Jimmy? Okay. How about you, Jim? You got any thoughts on O.J. Simpson?
I just can't believe this guy walks around every day.
You know what
It's just amazing to me.
do you know what I don't get? I was listening. There's a lot of podcasts out there, radio shows or whatever. Since when is it okay for it to tell OJ jokes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like so many people get offended over so many things, but O.J. Simpson jokes are okay now. It's funny. All these.
Okay for OJ.
It's okay for O.J. I mean, I don't think Nicole Brown Simpson's sister feels it's okay.
I think he's one of the most famous people to get away with murder. That's just my opinion. It's not the opinion of the station.
So let me ask you that question. I don't understand that. He gets away, right? He's innocent.
Yep.
And then in turn, he gets hit for a charge, non-criminal charge.
Oh yeah,
But how does that happen? Like, how do you get nailed for that but not criminal?
because the burden of proof is not the same as criminal as civil. So in a civil court, you could be guilty of something, but not necessarily in a criminal court.
Does that seem like a right law?
Well, it's a jury of your peers versus a judge. So yeah, it doesn't seem right though, but
I don't
guess
know.
it worked out for them.
I really just don't understand it. But I got to tell you, I was really bothered by some of the jokes. I didn't find them amusing at all. And these are same people that get, upset over the very small things.
Okay.
Anyway, so to the right is the star of the show, Jimmy Pharaoh. If anyone's not aware, Jimmy has left the show. We just thought it would be funny to put him next to me. I do miss him. He left the show. He wanted to move on to other things. I don't think it was a major problem between me and him. We did have some business disagreements.
Yeah, bro. I'm kind of disappointed. You guys have been here for about over a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half, yeah.
And I kind of like Pharaoh. He kind of is cool.
Let's
Playing out a couple of times. I don't know anyone that station as much as I know maybe yourself, because we work together a lot with the sponsors and the shows.
Yep.
Steve Miller, same thing. And Pharaoh, I see him once a week, so, but the times I see him, I thought we connected a little bit.
Jimmy, again, I met him in high school or junior high maybe. Then we separated ways, and then when this whole podcasting or radio stuff started, he rejoined in. I mean, no one knows wrestling more than Jimmy.
Right.
And Jimmy, Jimmy is a character. He's a character in the play. But Jimmy also is really involved in music. You've had him on a couple of shows, right? That he's played on.
I think he's on my station. I have a couple songs on the station.
Absolutely. But I think Jimmy he told me, he wasn't having fun anymore. And
if you're not having fun at it.
Exactly.
There's two things you got to be able to do here. One of two things. You either have to make money or have fun. If you can do both, great.
Right.
But if you do one of those two, you're ahead of the game, in my opinion.
Well, Jimmy knows how I feel about him. My wife knows how I feel about Jimmy. I feel like he's a close friend. When he decided to leave, there wasn't an argument. It's just like, enough's enough. If you're not happy, I can't keep begging you to stay. Because I literally was, like, at some points begging him to stay on the show.
Right.
And, but you know what? We've built the show. The show's got tons of momentum. It's doing very well. And like they say, the show's got to go on. I mean, look, it's very simple, right? You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit into the wind. You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. And you don't mess around with Jim or Mike. And,
Right.
I wish Jimmy the best of luck out there. I love you, bro. You're a talent. I'm hoping...
By the way, that's my favorite song.
Who sings it?
It's
Jim Croce. Great song, right? And I am Superman. So, as we all know. Anyway, so let's talk wrestling. Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have been announced as producer for both Raw and SmackDown. Paul Heyman is known for taking over ECW and bringing it to new levels. He's also the advocate for the Money in the Bank winner, Brock Lesnar. Eric Bischoff, as we know, ran WCW, which probably gave the WWE its greatest challenge. Many wrestling fans know at this point that the WWE's ratings are at record lows for either Raw and SmackDown. The house shows aren't drawing. So, and then looming on the outside is AEW. AEW is a secondary promotion, which is getting a little, for the non-WWE followers or the haters out there, AEW is a solution. So the WWE is countering with these two major hitters. Part of the thought process is that they were afraid that Heyman or Bischoff would go to AEW, which could hurt them. And the other process, or the thought process, was, hey, look, these guys could turn our show around. So we had our first Raw and our first SmackDown, and this is what we got out of it. We've got one holy shit, one bitch, and one middle finger. That's what we accomplished bringing these guys in. Now, it's a little too early to make a judgment, right? Businesses are built. Jim, you're a business owner. How do you feel about that? How do you feel, like, how long does it take to turn something around that's going backwards?
Wow, bro, I got to tell you, sometimes it's almost impossible to stop something that's going backwards, because once it gets that momentum, it's harder than starting it in the first place. And starting something is hard, so if it's already losing that traction, when you start something, you have momentum going.
Yeah.
You start it. So if you're falling backward, it's kind of like grabbing onto a rope as you're falling, so it's tough.
Well, I know you don't watch a lot of wrestling, but they opened up Raw with these two gentlemen, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. And they actually go through this electronic wall which starts to explode, and they fall over. And they actually do a very good job with it. What they do is they act like they're both hurt. Hence, holy shit comes out of the announcer's mouth. Now, again, Holy Shit's used on USA Network on a regular
welcome
basis.
back.
on
Promo
any of their
for
shows,
next
so it's
week.
real big. To hear it in that rated PG WWE world kind of puts you in that kayfabe land where you're like, did these guys really get hurt? Holy shit. And the way they were doing the camera views on Strowman and Lashley, they were way back, right? So you really couldn't tell what was going on.
Right.
So they did a really good job. They put him in an ambulance. And, look, for the anti-WWE person or for the pro-WWE person, look, hey, man, here's the deal. It was a good start. And as we know, Paul Heyman's running Raw. But then eventually what happens, man, is nothing happens. It just goes back to regular Raw, right? You got the same players. So just like any business, right? You got the same people running your business or you're promoting, you're going to have these issues. And that's what we ran into. Again, looking at it, it's a start. I'm not so sure what they're starting against. Are they crumbling to the small portion of people that don't like the show? I'm not sure. I can't really answer that question. It's a $1 billion company with stock that is way, way, way up there at $76 a share. I originally bought it at $19. 20 years later, that's not such a great investment. But again, it's a $1 billion company, so I'm not so sure where this all means. Are we placating to the wrestling fan who sits at home with no job watching TV and all they have is all day long posting how they hate something?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, look,
Crazy.
the wrestling fan now is either a young child, right? And your parents have to bring you to the show. And I'm going to tell you, in the summertime, wrestling is not the hottest thing. Meaning the hottest thing, it's not a must-see.
Right.
So it's like, back in the day, Raw tickets were hard to come by, man. And if they came to your town and you were going to bring your kid, you were bringing your kid. You're not doing that anymore. So for an older person like myself, where their dynamic is, you're going to save your money for the bigger shows. You're going to save your money for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, all that stuff, as we know, for the wrestling fans. So that's what we're looking at. Really don't know how to answer that. Ratings are down again. House shows are down. They're trying to build the product. So part of the reason they're trying to build the product, they're trying to build this relationship between the WWE Universal Champion Seth Rollins and the Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was hot for a short time. It's not really improving. The WWE right now is missing Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is an issue. You bring a big name in like that, and you're going to run into some problems. So she left, and now you got a whole bunch of people holding the ball. So they're trying to play off this power couple deal. Now, Jim, get this, right? You're a married man. I'm a married man, right? They're talking to each other back and forth like, it just seemed very unnatural.
Right. Yep.
So the good part is there's this actual couple who is married, right? It's Mike and Maria Kanellis. I think I'm saying the name right. Maria's been around for a long time, and in this exchange between them and Rollins and Lynch, they're sitting there, and she basically calls her husband a bitch.
Nice.
Now, I know as a married man, I get called a bitch on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, okay, there's some realism.
normal.
Yeah, so you got this other couple that really doesn't, it's not working. Like, I almost came out of it thinking, are they really, because they've been promoting that they're in this relationship. I got to tell you, I don't think they're in a relationship. Oh, we got a phone call. Let's pick it up.
Bro. You're on with Monte and Pharaoh.
I should have said it. But
Hey, it's Eric Sims. How are you?
Eric Sims, ESS Promotions. How are you, sir? How are you?
Wonderful. I am calling in just to check in.
All right, well, what's going on? As you know, you've got Tony Atlas coming in this next Sunday, right? July
No,
15th?
that's the Saturday, the 13th.
No, the 14th. It's a Sunday.
No.
You have that right, bro, because we got a problem if we don't. I'll have to talk to you about that off air.
July 13th.
Well, let's talk about it because then we got a problem. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it on air. So you wrote me earlier. You were a little surprised that Jimmy left the show. What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't know there was such a he had so many issues.
I don't know if it was issues, Eric. I think it more was like I think he wanted to go another direction.
Good luck. I mean, listen, who are we to hold anybody back?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Eric, can you name some guys who come in with your promotion coming through?
Well, we got Tony Atlas next Saturday. We have let's see who else is coming. Brutus the Barber Beefcake is in October. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is coming in September. And then we got a couple of surprises coming in, and we'll announce as soon as I get the green light. We will announce it. So you got a lot of good things coming up on the horizon here. So a couple Hall of Famers coming up.
Well, I got to tell you, the wrestling interviews are going really, really well. YouTube is starting to explode. We're at a level now where we're becoming a major player in YouTube, as well as Facebook, obviously. But the show has really got momentum, and again, thanks to you and Captain's Corner and bringing these guys in, it's been nothing but humbling what you guys have done for our show.
Well, thanks. I mean, it's I've been doing this for a long time. Captain's Corner, Nick's been he's up and coming with booking the guys and doing stuff. So it's really listen. It's hard to find a good agent in wrestling and someone who's reliable and good. And I'm happy to lead the way for all the other agents that are coming up now. So it's
How long do you think you're going to be doing this for before you hang it up?
I've been doing this for 34 years already. 34 years.
So we were talking earlier about Rollins and Lynch and Mike and Maria. You're married. How's your relationship? If you had to choose, what is your relationship? More like Mike and Maria or Seth and Becky?
Mike, it's a combination of both, I guess.
Come on, stop.
It's good and bad, and I gotta tell you, I love the storyline with Mike and Maria. I'm fascinated by that. I hope they build it to something good, and then soon Mike will turn on Maria. So we're Mike will come out, the big baby face in the whole situation here. He has enough of getting picked on by her, and finally stands up to her, and yada yada yada. So it's like I'm looking forward to that because I think that's gonna be huge.
I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm hoping when Tony comes in, Tony's got a gift for the station that he's been working on. We're going to unveil that during the show, and I'm hoping that things clear that I could actually make that major announcement on that day. But if not, I'll have to wait. So we're going to hold off on that. Anything else you want to promote, Eric?
www.esspromotions.com. No BS with ESS. Let's see what else.
I will be having open casting calls for a co-host. So if you're interested, by all means, send me your.
Oh yes, I would love to be the new Pharaoh. Absolutely. I will definitely put my application in for that. Absolutely.
Let's hear, like, what would it be like you're sitting next to Monte on the #1 pro wrestling show on Long Island?
Well, again, I will, I follow everybody. Just follow your lead. Because you're the master at this. This is your show, and and maybe I'll come up with some of my own questions, or because I got a lot of knowledge, so I know a lot more than most, and I know a lot of inside stuff. So it's gonna be interesting.
Can you make any zany noises?
It's yeah.
You're hired.
Just give me some glasses, and I'll put the cap backwards.
Listen, you got to be like Johnny Bravo, man. If the suit fits, You know. All right, Eric. Thanks for calling in, brother.
All right. Thank you. See you in a couple of weeks.
All right, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
See you on the 14th.
All right. See you. Eric Sims from ESS Promotions, agent extraordinaire. I don't know. You need big shoes to fill the Pharaoh, dude. You need big shoes to fill the Pharaoh. All right. So anyway, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, my friend. I gotta tell you, no one loves women's wrestling more than Monte.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take second.
I gotta tell you, these women. One thing I've realized, and I think I've shared this before. I love midriff, and it's nothing more exciting to see a woman with midriff.
Yes.
They don't do it enough.
No.
It's summertime. It's 97 degrees. Put on something where you're showing
boy
a little
shorts. The boy shorts.
Oh,
they
yeah.
Call them.
They're good. They're good.
So bro, am I allowed to bring up something in regards to Mandy Rose that we talked about?
Just be careful. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, bro, that I can't believe how far you've come and how proud I am, brother. It's unbelievable. I wish you luck with all of that, and I'll just leave it at that.
Look, I appreciate it. I don't want to jinx anything.
Jinx,
Don't want to jinx it. Again, you know I got into this because it was fun. I got into it because I had a friend involved, right? And the thing started taking off, and a lot due to him. You got to give him props, right?
Yeah.
He did a lot of work. But I got to tell you, I'm a little bit on cloud 9 right now.
Well, all I ask is that don't leave me behind wherever you go.
I don't know.
Come on, I'm a production guy.
Listen, hopefully I can make the announcement during Tony Alla's show. If not, we have other shows to make the announcement, but we'll find out what's going on.
Cool.
All right, so I appreciate you bringing that up. That's some cool stuff. Dude, so let's talk about the big news that hit the pages. Fox is taking on WWE SmackDown, and who are they hoping is going to be on the show? None other than the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump.
I mean, that's about one of the biggest, audiences he could have. Would you say that wrestlers are a Trump audience?
It's really hard. Do you mean the wrestling fan is a Trump audience?
Wrestling fans, yes.
So the wrestling fan is a Trump audience. That is a really great question.
Because it's kind of a two-edged sword there, whereas you would think they are, but then a lot of them fit the other category too. You know
why do you say that?
I don't want to stereotype the liberals,
I'll stereotype it for you.
But they are pretty much.
I would
very similar.
I would say from row 1 to row 36 on the floor
is the liberals,
or Trump fans, or Trump supporters. Okay. I would say anyone in the upper nosebleeds. Where their nose is bleeding, those are your liberals. And, those are the ones saying, hey.
I think Trump should have picked McMahon as vice president.
I got to tell you what, I don't think that is such a bad idea.
I tell you what, those two as a combination, Pence is kind of cool as a puppy, but, no vice presidents ever really stand out. This guy would stand out.
When Vince McMahon's time is up and God comes a-calling, no matter how anyone feels about Vince, the guy might be one of the greatest businessmen ever in the history of this great country. Yeah. And speaking of this great country, I want to wish everybody a safe and happy 4th of July because it is our birthday. And no matter how you feel about our president or how you feel about this country right now, which is your right. Yeah. Right? Yep. Which I have always stood up for. I only wish the best for everybody and have an enjoyable day.
Yeah.
It
reminds me of like when someone doesn't support the country. It's kind of like going to Yankee Stadium and dealing with those freaking annoying like Red Sox fans. You just gotta be fucking annoying and come sit there and be annoying. But most of the people, will enjoy it and celebrate it. Because they live in New York,
I don't think this. a lot of things bother me about what goes on in this country, right? And they're simple things. For example, I know you don't got a lot of baseball games, right, or any kind of sporting event, right. But in general, it's like stand up for the national anthem, take your hat off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just the basics. We seem to have lost that in this country, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, we have.
So, anyway, hopefully there'll be change. And but anyway, wishing everybody a happy 4th. And yes, Vince McMahon would be the greatest vice president of all time.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're almost out of time here, man. So AEW, which is the secondary organization in pro wrestling right now, and is getting a lot of hoopla. They've got wrestlers such as Adam Page, Chris Jericho, Trent Beretta, who was on the show. You remember Trent when he Skyped in? He was a pretty cool dude, right? He seems to be doing well.
Nice.
Luchasaurus. Dude, this guy's like 6'5", and he wears a mask, and he's like 400 pounds, and he calls himself Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy. Now, Jungle Boy is the son of, help me out here, the 90210 guy that passed away from a stroke.
Oh, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry. That's Luke Perry's son.
Really? He's a little guy, Luke Perry.
Jungle Boy's a little guy.
He is.
But he's funny, though. He's a Jungle Boy. But I got to tell you, so, I was working security last weekend, right?
Yeah, man, you work too hard.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if I should say thank you. But,
for recognition, I guess.
Thanks. So they had a free AEW event. And this is so funny. It's like when, I guess if you hate something so much in your life, no matter what the alternative is, you're going to like it.
Right.
So we could throw it into the political world. Some people hate Trump so much.
They like him.
It doesn't matter who's coming down the aisleway. People are like, this is the greatest person. This woman or man is going to save this country, right? AEW is the same way, these fans, right? So I know, again, there's a body slam in a kiddie pool. A guy gets... So picture this. You know those floating things?
Yep.
So there's a float. Now, I don't really watch AEW, and I'm a WWE guy, and I'm watching this. And they have this match by this kiddie pool. And this dude's got like this rubber hook. It's like a rubber float. He grabs the guy with the rubber float, pulls him into himself, like you could pull a 250-pound guy or however big he was into him, and he picks him up and he body slams him in this pool of water. And the fans start cheering, holy shit, holy shit. Now, in the wrestling world, when you're cheering holy shit, it's probably one of the greatest things you've ever saw in your life. And all I can think of myself is, oh my God, these marks for AEW, what a joke. So, again, I get angry over these things. I don't know why I get angry over them, but I'm like, people will just root for something because they hate something else. Yep. But the problem is, it's the minority. Just like, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump supporter is not the minority of this country.
No.
And that's, that seems to be the problem. It's like wrestling and real life, right? They go hand in hand in some form or another, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, coming out of that, there's this guy from Long Island, right? His name is MJF. Didn't know this guy. This guy's got the goods.
This guy looks like an animal, bro.
Dude, that guy is what mic skills.
He's got the look on his face. It's almost like The Rock.
Dude, he's got everything, man. This guy's got everything. That guy that guy made me say, you know what? I'm going to start giving AEW a chance, because if this guy is going to be one of their top stars, I'm going to watch it. All right? That's what I'm going to do. So, coming out of AEW, the entire card, I give it a 2.5 stars. The Cody Rhodes match was okay. The Jon Moxley match was okay. The entire card was okay. It wasn't any better than a WWE SmackDown or Raw event. It wasn't any better than any kind of WWE pay-per-view event. The good news is, for all wrestling fans out there, you have the opportunity to make a choice, just like you have the opportunity to make a choice because you belong to this beautiful, loving country. Well, anyway, we are out of time.
What do we got coming up, bro?
Oh, shit. On which one? What do we got? Yo, bro.
Well, we didn't go through. Did we go through all the shows?
Let's go
with
through.
Eric?
Yeah, let's go through all. It's not just Eric, but yeah, let's go through all the shows. So we've got Tony Atlas, which just seems to be a date problem. I hope I didn't screw it up, but I don't think I did. So Tony's been with us. This will be a second tour with us. Tony, Mr. USA Atlas, is a very, very famous wrestler. Most people know him, a former WWE Tag Team Champion. Tony, on the side, creates artwork. And Tony has gone out of his way to make a Monte and the Pharaoh picture, which I have not seen. He's asked, he wanted to show it to me. I said, save it for the show. I want to be excited. I'm very excited about it. This guy does incredible artwork. Nice. Following that, can you read the banners? Because I don't have them up. So who's after that coming up?
Sammartino?
David Sammartino, son of Bruno Sammartino.
Nice.
This interview will put us over the charts, right? David Sammartino doesn't get interviewed by anyone. He was supposed to come in a couple months ago. He had some flight issues. He'll be in, and this interview will be top-notch. For any real wrestling fan out there, Bruno Sammartino, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. David was his son. Bruno brought him into the business. They had a falling out, and there's a lot of things we're going to reveal on that interview. It's going to be exciting, and I got a lot of fans out there. Can't wait for that interview.
Nice.
And after that, who do we got?
Brutus?
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I'm nervous to read all of these because I heard him say that one of them is a to be announced type of thing. Is any of these one of that one?
No,
Okay,
you're good there. So Brutus the Barber Beefcake just got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. Good friend of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, or the Incredible Hulk Hogan. And Brutus put on a persona where he became a barber, and he would take the old school effect and cut people's hair off and good stuff like that. But again, in Monte and the Pharaoh, we don't really talk much about the matches and things like that. We talk about all the stuff behind the scenes, the questions no one else asks. So Brutus will be an exciting interview. I'm jacked for Brutus. I'm very excited for that. Who do we got after that?
We got Hacksaw
Jim Duggan, another WWE Hall of Famer. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, most famously known on the outside with getting caught with the Iron Sheik by the New Jersey police, I believe, with some kind of drug paraphernalia in his car.
Oops.
And they, number one, they broke something called kayfabe, right? They were wrestling each other, and they weren't supposed to be caught in a car. And to make it worse, they got caught with drugs. That really, at that point in time, Hacksaw Jim Duggan was being pushed in the WWE, and he was wrestling Andre the Giant. And that was a big main event running around the circuit in the Northeast and actually through the country. That derailed it and pretty much derailed Hacksaw Jim Duggan's career. So it'd be exciting to have him discuss that.
Nice.
I'm sure, I don't know if he's forgiven the Sheik, but I'll tell you what, if someone ruined my career, that wouldn't make me feel good about it. So
Right. I know you know who the last one is.
I know who the last one is. Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, Miss Hollywood in studio.
Nice.
I don't even know what to say.
You don't have to say anything else.
I mean, probably, I don't know, most intelligent, beautiful, exciting woman ever to grace this radio station.
Wow, nice.
That's not a knock on the other women that have come through here.
Right.
Just my personal opinion.
Hey.
So I'm really excited. We got a great second half coming through. It's going to be a blast, and I'm excited for it. Jim, I appreciate that. Jim, you got another
Good stuff,
announcement,
bro.
right?
We got a new show coming up.
Yeah, let's talk about that
Finally,
new show.
dude.
Finally.
We're going to do a little a business show, me and Monte here.
Yeah,
And
so...
It involves our favorite saying.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro. Kind of fit.
We're gonna bring in local businesses and also have Skype businesses in.
Yep.
We've already started taking bookings.
Some bands.
How many bookings do we have already?
Bro,
we just started, right?
We got a bunch.
It's kind of again.
I never thought I'd be looking towards 2020 already, but it's kind of like we're looking towards 2020 already.
It's kind of funny, bro. It's like, yo, look, yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
But I was like, wow, Dude, it's the power of the station.
Wait
man.
till people see the ideas that we're bringing into this with the bands and the guests.
Oh,
and
it's gonna
things
be
like that.
it's gonna be a
freaking
blast.
great.
So anyway, if anyone wants to make a booking, by all means, contact us here at villageconnection.com, and we'll try to get you booked. Slots are getting taken quickly. We already have our first guest is Off the Rails Coffee.
Nice.
So if you go to www.monteandthepharaoh.com or www.villageconnectionradio.com, you can actually order coffee from Off the Rails.
Yes.
It's really good coffee.
It is off the rails.
It is off the rails. It's right in Jim's hand right there. And when you go online to their website, you could buy it in bulk. It stays fresh.
Yes.
And it gets you juiced up. It gets you excited. And I don't know who the band is. Do we have the band booked for that show?
Pretty sure it's going to be our buddies Grim Jack.
Oof. So you got Grim Jack and the owner of Off the Rails Coffee.
That's going to be a...
It's like a yin and a yang, something going on. And then you've got the star of the show, Yo Bro, Jim Savali. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining Monte and Pharaoh, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. And we'll catch you next week, and get ready for the changes.
So welcome
A
back.
promo for next week. Moron.
Yo, bro. Hey, bro. Yo, bro. What's up, bro? Yo, bro. Yeah, bro.